interested with the job of doing three responsibilities. One, to speak generally about Teachers' Day, then induction of the new Vice Chancellor, and then acknowledgement of the great services rendered by our former professors who have retired, and then acknowledge their services and give them the Lifetime Achievement Awards. The students have already presented a musical song for for saluting the teachers. I, of course, will just repeat it in slok form. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tashmai Sri Guruve Namah. So, first of all, I salute you all the teachers on this very auspicious occasion of Teachers' Day. And for Royal Global University, this Teachers' Day becomes a very, very special for various reasons. As you know that we have our new Vice Chancellor being inducted today, and then we are celebrating the achievement of three former professors. I have a very special respect and honor for the teaching community right from my childhood. And I recall what kind of relation I used to maintain with my teachers in my school days. One or two stories I will like to mention. My school headmaster loved me very much. Mr. Gogoi used to be our headmaster. He used to take personal care of me and provided me tuition free of any charges. Though my father could have afforded the fees, but he never charged any fees for the tuition. I'll give an example of his passion and his love for students like me. Of course, that was a high school, class 10, I passed, and then I joined Guwahati Commerce College. The day, the result of class 12, then it used to be called as PU, pre-university. Those days in radio, the name of three rank holder will be announced. This news will be read at 6:75 p.m. And those days, I mean to say, the digital era was not there, so you look to see that if your name comes in that. I was expecting a rank, of course, and then in the next day it will come in the newspaper and all that. By chance, I could not listen to the radio news on that particular day when my result was announced. But as the chance was, my headmaster of that school, because I belong from Hosai, he listened that news and he found that my name was there in rank number 3. First, second, and then me third. You will not believe, he ride a bicycle without wearing a chappal and reached my home. Ashok, tumhe eta rank paisa. And that was the first news I got about my rank. So that kind of affection, how can I forget that there were teachers of this status? So I respect, I honor, and I recall the contribution of all those teachers who saved my life during my school days, my college days. One of the professors of my college, of course, is sitting right here in front of you, Professor B.B. Dam, who used to teach us bookkeeping and accountancy. And again, I used to go for tuition to B.B. Dam, sir. The day Professor Dam retired from Guwahati Commerce College, I approached him and I said, sir, you will have to join my institution as a teacher here. I would also like to narrate one story about Professor Dam, and again, a kind of nexus, a relation between teacher and student. As you know that I was a practicing chartered accountant. Me and Modi had our firm, Modi Pansari and Company. I was sitting in my chamber, it was probably 2003 or 4 or 5. So though mobile era was there, but then you have the intercom. So we got a call on my telecom from Professor Dam. I was not knowing who is going to talk to me. My secretary connected me to my chamber, and I heard a voice from that side. The word was Ashok. And my reply was, Sir, are you Professor Dam? Can you believe that was almost, I left Guwahati Commerce College in 85, and that was, say, 2005. 20 years later, just listening a single word, Ashok, and I can recall that this voice is surely of Professor Dam. And I said, are you Professor Dam? So I mean to say that kind of closeness we maintain with our teachers. And that is why I respect all the teacher community on this occasion. To all the teachers, and everybody is a teacher who teaches us something in our life. So non-teaching staff and everybody, I salute you, I respect you. Quote, अध्यापन पैसा नहीं, अध्यापन पैसा नहीं बल्कि पैसा मीन्स प्रोफेशन, अध्यापन पैसा नहीं बल्कि जीवन धर्म है और उम्मीद है कि अध्यापकों के प्रयास भारत के भविष्य का निर्माण करने को बढ़ावा देंगे. अनकोट, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी. When we talk about the virtues of the teacher, I again am reminded of one incident about one of the greatest teacher of the country, Professor C.V. Raman. This I read in one of the books authored by Abdul Kalam ji, where he speaks about C.V. Raman ji. He was one of the awardees of the first batch of Bharat Ratna Award in the year 1954, immediately after the Independence Day, those days. So he got an invitation from Rashtrapati Bhavan. Dr. Rajendra Prasad ji was the Vice President of India. Now, he was a professor and he had a student whose thesis was in the final stage. If he would have gone to receive the Bharat Ratna Award, he would miss the company of, the student rather will miss the company of, that C.V. Raman being with the teacher, with the student who was doing his thesis under C.V. Ramanji. So kind of sacrifice he did. He wrote a polite letter to the President of India that for the fact that the thesis of one of his students is on the final stage, and at this stage I must be with my student, and I may be apologized for not being able to personally come and accept the Bharat Ratna Award. Can you ever imagine the quality of the teacher? These are the virtues of the teacher which really make science. So, dear friends, मैं आप सबों को बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन आप सबों का करता हूँ और तहे दिल से, और मैं ये भी कहना चाहूँगा कि रॉयल ग्लोबल यूनिवर्सिटी आज जो कुछ भी है वह आप सबों के प्रयास के कारण है, आप सबों के एफर्ट्स के कारण ही हमारी ये 15 साल की जो जर्नी है 2009 में जो शुरू हुई अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ डॉक्टर एस.पी. सिंह, उन सब में आपका कमोवेश अवदान रहा है. इसीलिए हम यहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं, क्योंकि हमारी जिम्मेदारी तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करने की है, पॉलिसी बनाने की है, विज़न सेट करने का है, पर आप लोगों के अथक प्रयास से ही रॉयल ग्लोबल यूनिवर्सिटी डॉक्टर एस.पी. सिंह के लीडरशिप में यहाँ तक पहुँची है. आज इस ओकेजन पर मैं दो और नाम का आई विल लाइक टू मेंशन टू मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट नेम्स, ग्रेट टीचर्स दे आर. वन इज Dr. Professor Mihir Kanti Chaudhary. I never got the opportunity to be his student as such. Ever since the idea of Royal Group of Institution was conceived, he was one of the founding ideology, one of the founding person to whom we approached and we spoke about our idea. And ever since then, he played the role of a fatherly figure. We can never forget the contribution of Professor Mihir Kanti Chaudhary sir in bringing this institution to this level. He had been instrumental in guiding us all throughout our journey, in bringing so many senior teachers in our fraternity of teachers. And even when he was the Vice Chancellor of Central University, Tezpur, he used to guide us, and then after retirement, he is with us. As today we are acknowledging the services of three former professors, I first proposed Dr. Mihir Kanti Chaudhary sir that, sir, my idea is to acknowledge the services of Professor Dam sir, Banerjee sir and Dhar sir. and of course yourself. The idea was accepted by him, but he said, since I am still working, Ashok, so you can excuse me. And that was again his sacrifice. And I accepted because we want him to work more. And in times to come, we will also like to take the privilege of giving this acknowledgement of Lifetime Achievement Award for Dr. Mihir Kanti Chaudhary, sir, also. Sir, I salute you. Accept my namaskar. On this occasion, I again acknowledge the service. Oh, of course, I said two people to whom I must mention. One is Dr. Mihir Kanti Chaudhary. Another is Professor Gautam sir, who had been with us in our School of Commerce. Because he was my PhD guru, under whom I did my PhD. Of course, it took long time because I was busy in my profession in building this institution. But it was because of the continuous follow-up by, again, Professor Dam sir. I many times thought that it will not be possible. I said, sir, I can't do it. But it is because of Professor Dam and my, what you call it, PhD guide, Dr. Gautam, that I could complete my PhD. Of course, it took almost 6 years. In 2019, I could complete it. So I convey my greetings to Professor Gautam sir as well. And I remain grateful. Another important person in the profession of teaching is Dr. Professor S.P. Singh, our founder director of Royal Group of Institutions, our founder vice chancellor of the university, a visionary leader, a very disciplined man, steered the ship hitherto and brought this university to this level. And as we have already discussed, we had given the farewell to him 2 months ago. He played his innings very well. Today in the morning, we had also spoken to him. So many my wishes to Dr. S.P. Singh, who is doing wonders in his existing university as Director General of Kautilya Skill University in Ahmedabad. He is working very hard. On this Teachers' Day, we convey our regards to Dr. S.P. Singh as well. Since after the departure of Dr. S.P. Singh, we were hunting for a new man to steer the ship. O.P. Jindal, being our mentor university, had been instrumental and helpful in getting and selection of a new person on the seat who can take this university to a different level. And on their advice, we had Dr. Murthy as your new Vice Chancellor. So I formally induct him as the Vice Chancellor of the Assam Royal Global University, YSR Murthy, Dr. YSR Murthy. You are most welcome. Dr. Murthy, you have great responsibilities on your shoulders. Professor Dr. S.P. Singh has set very high standard for this university as far as discipline is concerned, systems are concerned. Now we have to take the innovations, the research, the internationalization, all these to a different level. I'm sure with the support of all your team members, you will be able to steer this ship very nicely. Great organizations are system driven, and that is when it can grow big and successful. Universities which are 100 years old are run on legacy and not on a single person's effort. We must strive to make this university process driven, system driven, and not man driven. The need of the hour is a strong and effective leadership team who share the same vision as the management. As the Vice Chancellor, I entrust you with the task of identifying the best leaders in your team from within the university and outside, who can be nurtured to take bigger responsibilities and grow along with the university. Today, of course, I do not want to put forth my expectations, but I will tell you what I dreamed when we conceptualize about these institutions. We thought, and the idea with which we started this university to stop, we cannot stop, of course, but we can make our contribution in cessation of the exodus. So your effort will make further contribution in cessation of the exodus of the students from this region, and we can maintain the top talent of this region in our university itself. We can produce quality manpower professionals, as we have spoken in the morning that our target is to produce 50,000 professionals in the next decade, next 10 years, who can be employed in the various companies, industries, by government, and out of them, many can be great, successful entrepreneur who can give back to the society and who can be job creator rather than job seeker. We will also expect, as I said, that we should have strong collaboration with the top class universities in the country and abroad. We can have dual degrees, which can have a lot of research and innovations. Soon you can start meeting with your various departments. You can have a strong team, taking your team members along. You can create a very nice work culture in the Royal Global University. With you, we have one additional advantage, that we have our MOU with OP Jindal University. In fact, they are our mentor university. And as such, you have already worked there for 9 years, and you have good rapport with the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Professor Raj. So now that you are here, you can implement their ideas and their vision, and that can be executed through your team, and we can take our university. The whole idea is now the target in the next 5 years, we must be placed among the top 100 universities of the country. So all the best, Dr. Murthy. Now coming to the last agenda of my talk today. Old is gold. I remember, as I said, how Professor Dam joined Royal Global, rather Royal Group of Institution then. But before that, let me tell you the story about how I approached Professor Yushidhar. You know, when we conceived the idea of bringing this institution, the idea was very small, to be very honest. It was not even that big, though you cannot ever imagine. It was a very small idea of bringing a business school. Because I went to Bangalore to put my son Ankur for admission, and then I am telling you in short that I thought that why not institution be open in Guwahati with a world-class infrastructure, so that our students should not go to Bangalore and all, they should study here. The idea was to start a business school. So me, Modi, we started. Angira Mimani was the first to join us. We approached one professor, Pradeep Kumar Jain, who used to be the professor in business department of business school of Guwahati University. Then Dr. Jain took us to Professor Yuardhar. Sir, we want to open like a business school. Sir, can you very bluntly speak what you thought and what you spoke? Sir was thinking that দুজন আসছে মোদি আর পানসারি ছেলে দুজন কি খুলবে তারা, হ্যাঁ প্রদীপ পারবে নাকি তারা তো বহুত ডাঙর বড় বড় কথা কয়, বিজনেস স্কুল খুলবো এমন করবো তেমন করতো, আমি তো ভাবি এটা তো পারবো না তারা. Something like this. My Bengali may not be that correct, but I am telling you, I overheard or I came to know about this, that Dhar sir has that kind of improvisation. কি বলছে তারা, অত বড় একটা ভিশন নিয়ে আসছে, বিজনেস স্কুল খুলবো হেন তেন. বাট গ্রাজুয়ালি হি ওয়াজ ট্রাইং টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড যে দের কিছু দম আছে. হ্যাঁ স্যার, আই এম টেলিং ইউ দ্য অনেস্ট স্টোরি, রাইট? So then we had to go to Tezpur University to meet Mir Chaudhary sir. He was the one member who accompanied us, me, Angira, Modi ji, Professor Dhar. We had a lot of discussion with Mir Chaudhary sir under his direction. Thing went on. And then Professor Dhar started saying, Bapre, Darun, কি ভিজন, আমি ভাবছিলাম না কিন্তু। সো এইগুলা কথা মানে ধার স্যার বলছিল। But we were fortunate that person like him, he was there as the dean of business school of Guwahati University. He was impressed. He started taking interest, and under his guidance, we started our business school. Good response in the very first year. So we cannot forget, I mean to say, the contribution of these captains of the education field. With their help, their ideas, their blessings, we could reach here. He is the only person who brought one journal. I think that was the only journal this university has brought so far, sir. Or more journals came thereafter? Anybody can tell me, sir? I think the business school has only brought one journal under your leadership. Now, of course, we'll expect that regular journals would be published from Royal Global University. School magazine, I am talking about the journals, yeah. Anyway, good. So I remember it was long back, some 13 years ago, one journal came under the editorship of Professor Dhar. About Professor Dham, I said he was in Guwahati Commerce College and my telephone talk, and then after his retirement, the very next day, Samiran went to sir's house with a bouquet, and I made a request, sir, you must join. Sir joined the school, our commerce department, and he was so strict. Again, I must mention and I must tell you a story. My own daughter, Harsha Pansari, had to study in commerce department of Royal Group of Institutions. She wanted to go outside. I did not allow her to go out. Of course, she did her master's from Warwick University later, but graduation she did under Royal Group of Institutions, School of Commerce, dean being our Professor Dham sir. So a lot of parents were sitting in a classroom for their turn to come and meet Professor Dham, because those days admission will not be that admission department will give you the admission. You will have to meet Professor Dham to get a seat in the commerce department. So after finishing my job, my wife and me and my daughter, we just walked into his chamber without looking at that other people are sitting in some other room for their turn to come. The moment I stepped into his chamber, he said, Kahan, jao, jao. I was the chairman of this institution. Kahan, jao, baitho udhar mein. I could understand he's telling me go and sit with the other parents. It was a privilege to me. And it was my mistake. I was not so serious that though I am very disciplined and very, abiding of the rules person, but somehow I just made, and he cut me to my size. Go and sit there. You are not coming here as a chairman. You have come here as a parent of a child. And that is why, sir, I salute you, sir. Because these kind of teachers, yes, sir, kind of people, that day also I said, cannot make institutions. They can just finish the institution. And story has not ended there. My daughter, rather than getting privilege in the commerce department, will be scolded by Dham sir, not because he was committing any mistake, but to set an example and show to the other student, look, she is the daughter of the chairman, but I am not sparing her. And if I am not sparing her, sometime he will do drama without any. She will come home and say, Papa, I will not go to school tomorrow because Dham sir without reason is telling me this, that. I said, Beta, I can't help. I cannot tell Dham sir anything. So that kind of quality, discipline, systems are maintained in this Royal Group of Institutions. I salute you, sir. Banerjee sir was brought by our, again, Mihir Kanti Chaudhary sir, who had brought so many senior professors in our fraternity. He's the only man who somehow can compete in emotions with me. I have never seen a poor emotional person like me, but Banerjee sir can compete me. He will weep at least once in a year and will come to me, sir, ab nahi kaam karunga sir, jaunga sir. And I will tell him, nahi sir, aap nahi ja sakte. ये तो टीम वर्क है. कभी किसी से कोई बात हो जाता है, कोई भाई चांसलर से हो गया, उस समय डायरेक्टर थे, कोई किसी से बात हो गया, पर हम लोगों को इसको बनाना है इंस्टीट्यूशन. ठीक है सर, करूँगा. He will never say no. So their contribution in making our engineering college, in our business school, in our commerce department, we can never forget. One slok of Gita for all three of you, I will read out. Yad yada charita srishta, yad yada charati srishta, tad deva itaro jana, sa yat pramanam kurute, sa yat pramanam kurute, लोकस्तु तद अनुवर्तते. मीनिंग देयर बाई, जो श्रेष्ठ लोग होते हैं वह जो एक स्टैंडर्ड सेट करते हैं, बाकी लोग उसी का अनुकरण करते हैं. तो सर, यू पीपल हैव सेट सम स्टैंडर्ड्स, सम एग्जाम्पल्स for which the university is here. I am sure all these people, the teachers, the youngsters, they will follow your footsteps and will take this university to a different level. Today only I came to know that Professor Banerjee has served this field of academics for over 50 years. And in the last 2 years, he has written a book in Bengali language on Gita. And he will like to give 1 or 2 books for the library of the university as well. So with these few words in the praise, in the acknowledgement of the services rendered by these 3 great professors of Royal Global University, I once again salute you, sir. I acknowledge the kind of hard work, the services you have provided for bringing this university to this level. And I take the pride and privilege in acknowledging by giving you this Lifetime Achievement Award. Many, many congratulations and thank you everybody.